Do you ever get angry while playing video games? If your answer is no, then perhaps you've never played Mario Party before. It's a long-running series, but in this video we're going to take a look at the original, which introduced a lot of the staples of the series. Now, if you haven't played it, then you might be wondering what could be so rage-inducing about a game where Mario is having a party. That sounds like fun. Well, it certainly can be, but things can turn on you quickly, and the biggest example of this is probably somebody stealing one of your stars. Now, why are stars such a big deal? Well, let's start with going over how Mario Party works. Okay, so for starters, it's a very multiplayer-centric game, and so you're likely going to play this one with a bunch of controllers plugged in and a handful of friends. It's like a board game where you roll the dice to make your way around the board, play minigames, collect coins, and most important of all, collect stars, as whoever collects the most by the end wins. These stars aren't easy to get either. You have to work really hard to track them down, and then all of a sudden, yep, somebody can just steal one from you basically by landing in the right spot. Incredibly frustrating to say the least. Usually if you're in a position to steal, you'll steal from whoever has the most stars. Makes sense, right? But I remember sometimes kids would steal stars from their friend just to be a and I swear that every time the computer had a chance to steal a star, they'd steal it from me no matter what. Naturally, this is pretty frustrating, but you can certainly guess why Nintendo put the mechanic in. It keeps things interesting, that's for sure. I mean, Nintendo kind of has a habit of putting mechanics like this into some of their more popular series. Just look at Mario Kart and how the items work in that game. Your luck can quickly change depending which item you pick up, and even in Super Smash Bros. The items can quickly change the outcome of a match. But in Mario Party it just feels different. I remember playing a game against just the computer as a kid and screaming out some swear word that my mom heard from across the house, and yep, I got into trouble for that. But it's not just about the stars, there's plenty of other ways to be a in this game. The minigames provide ample opportunity to screw over the other players. For example, you can always throw the bomb to the same player in this game, or single somebody out in whatever it is going on here. My goodness. And yeah, you might not think anything looks wrong with this game, but take a look at this. There's no excuses for this one. That is just odd no matter how you look at it. The minigames are a lot of fun though, and a part of that is how much they encourage chaos. In lots of the games, you're trying to get something, usually coins, and everybody else is in your way. So naturally this leads to screwing over your friends by either taking something they're going after or getting in their way, deliberately or not. Then of course there's the games where it allows you to intentionally single somebody out. And if you think the minigames that are team-based solve this problem, they don't, because you can just end up getting upset with your friend for not pulling their weight or doing something wrong. Not to mention the 3 versus 1 games, where the game is designed to have you gang up on one person. Not that the option isn't available in other games. You ever been teamed up on in a game of bumper balls? Yeah, that sucks. I'm telling you, this game is just ruthless and brutal. Still don't believe me? Well, what could be more ruthless and brutal than physical wounds on your body? That's right, and no, I'm not talking about people hitting each other with the N64 controllers, though I'm sure it's happened. There were certain games that required you to rotate the joystick as fast as possible. Okay, so we've got a few options here that every person playing would experiment their way through. You could rotate it with your thumb like this, if you wanted to be a loser. You could hold it with 2 fingers this way and rotate it, if you wanted to be a loser. And once you figured out that there was only one way to win, and you were willing to do what it takes, you got the thick skin on the palm of your hand and put it to work. This would create an increasingly painful burning sensation on your skin that kids would gladly ignore in the heat of the moment until it eventually created a blister. I'm not kidding, at certain difficulty levels this was the only way to win, and even then it was a stretch. I'm pretty sure it was physically impossible to do it any other way. As people continued to discover the palm technique, the problem eventually got so widespread that Nintendo found out about it and had to issue a warning, while also offering an option if people chose to ignore that warning, which was a special glove they would send you. Too little too late if you ask me. People's hands had already been shredded up before they knew about the glove, if they ever even saw the warning. But that's what you've got two hands for, right? Just a little bit further, almost got him, yeah! Okay, now I get it. There's a lot of minigames that demand you to just hammer on your controller too. I mean, don't get me wrong, while this game definitely got people super upset, it's a well-loved series for a reason. Probably one of the best multiplayer games you can find, if you're into those let's have everybody all in the same room kind of games. Plus, who could forget the owner of the mushroom shop? Alright, so for this week's question, I thought it would be fun to ask, what is the most upset you've ever seen somebody get from playing a Mario Party game? Or perhaps just a fun memory. I'm really looking forward to the answers on this one, so let us know down in the comments and I will see ya in the next video.